Hey guys, my name is Dr. Alex Reynolds, and this is the Welcome for Sleep and Dreaming for Summer 2. I just want to do sort of a quick video to go over the most important parts of the course, welcome you to the course, some expectations that I have of you, and what you can expect of the course. So just to start out, I am a experimental psychologist at UVA-Wise. I study sleep. I study how students sleep, how college students sleep regularly. I have in the past studied things like sleeping too much. Right now I'm working on a project looking at normal sleep in college students. So I have a lot of experience in this area, and this is where my passion is. I really enjoy studying, talking about, reading about sleep. So I'm hoping that you guys will get a lot out of this course. Not only learning about sleep in general, but learning about your own personal sleep, as well as learning how to improve your sleep. Even if you have really great sleep habits and you feel rested, there's always ways to improve your sleep. There's always more you can learn about it, more you can do about that. So this course is designed to not only talk about sleep in general in some very specific areas, as well as sleep disorders and things like that, but also teaching you about your own sleep, how to measure your own sleep, and how you can change the patterns and change your habits in order to see improvements in your own sleep. So I'm hoping that this isn't just an educational journey, but also a journey to understanding yourself. Just to kind of go into the course in general, I use Moodle very heavily in all of my courses, but in summer, I especially use Moodle because it's a way for me to get the material to you, and it's a way for me to communicate with you. So what I would like for you to do is go ahead and log into Moodle. If you've never logged into Moodle ever, then you can go to the UVA-Wise main page, click on students, and you'll see a Moodle link there. But you'll be very intimate with Moodle by the end of this course because everything that is on this course is on Moodle. So go ahead and log in to the course when you get a chance. You'll want to do that definitely within the first week, because there are going to be things that are going to be due, because this is a very short semester. And so we have to kind of hit the ground running and hurry up and start learning material starting day one. So if you log into the course, what you'll see is that everything is color coded by week. And that's hopefully to make it easier for you to navigate the course. You'll see that things are kind of put into sections, and it should look very similar from week to week how those sections are set up. The very first thing you're probably going to see is the welcome video, the course schedule, the syllabus, and I'll get back to those in just a minute. But those are going to be some of the first things you'll see. You'll also see a series of modules that you can complete. If you've never done a course online before, they're very helpful. They are completely optional, just helpful things that you might find interesting to help you succeed in the course. Like I said, it's completely optional, but that is one of the first things that you'll see in the course. Everything is loaded for the semester. So there is everything for you to look at, all the reading material, all of the assignments, all of the tests, everything, excuse me, is already loaded. So you can go through and actually look at all that stuff. You can look all the way to the end of the 5 weeks to see what's available. You'll see that there is a book recommended, and it's not a traditional textbook, but it is a book that is very helpful, and it's something that I think that you'll find interesting to read. If you can't find it at the bookstore, which it should be available at the bookstore, of course you can buy it on Amazon. Typically in my courses, I'll say that you can absolutely succeed without having to purchase the book. I normally provide a lot of material to you in the lectures and in the face-to-face sort of interactions. But in an online course, I really do recommend that you purchase the book, just because it's going to keep you ahead of the game, and it's going to keep you able to really learn the material in a way that you kind of lack in a face-to-face. So you're going to be spending more time reading and working sort of independently because this is an online course and it's not a face-to-face. You'll also find other material, a lot of readings from week to week available on Moodle for you to do. Another thing that I typically do is use email pretty heavily. I like to email just updates. I like to email things that, that I find interesting, just to keep that communication open. I would like for you to email me regularly if you have questions. I'm super open to that. But I do ask that you check not only Moodle regularly, like several times a week, but also check your UVA-wise email regularly. I primarily communicate through email because I'm not on campus all the time. I'm only campus maybe once a week during the summer, if that. And so the best way to reach me is emailing. And I only check my email. I only check emails from UVA-wise accounts. So if you have a Gmail or something that you typically use, you're going to need to log in and use your email from UVA-wise. We've been told time and time again, just as staff and faculty on campus, that we're not supposed to trust emails from other accounts. And of course, people do send malicious things. So you want to make sure to use your UVA-wise account. If something does happen, and let's say you get locked out of your email, you can always call my office phone and leave a voicemail, because I'll get an email saying that I have a voicemail and I can check that. So there are ways, of course, to get in touch with me. You can contact the school to also have somebody send me a message. If you can log into Moodle, you can actually send me a message through Moodle. So there's really no excuse why you can't use your UVA-wise email. If you do get locked out or there's an issue, the help desk is incredibly helpful, and you can call them and they'll get you back into your email pretty immediately. Something that I also use pretty regularly in addition to email is something called Zoom. It's an app that's very similar to Skype or FaceTime that allows communication to people, through the internet. I'm actually recording my lectures on Zoom, and then I can just upload them to YouTube. I do have a YouTube page, and that's on the syllabus about the link and how to get to that. But I do everything through Zoom. I do virtual office hours. So let's say that you need to talk to me about something and we can't arrange a time to get on campus, then and that's something that I can do maybe like later in the day or the next day, something that's really quick versus, having to meet you on campus. And it could be that maybe you're not in Wise, or maybe you're not in Virginia, period. We can certainly meet virtually through Zoom. If that's the case, if you're going to use Zoom for virtual office hours, or if you're going to actually live stream my live lectures, then you'll need to download the Zoom app on your phone or tablet or laptop, or you can actually use Zoom on your laptop without having to download anything using my Zoom ID. And that's actually in the course syllabus, and I should give that to you. I should be able to send an email out saying, hey, this is the link and the ID for you to click on for those live lectures. And each week, and you don't need a profile or anything on Zoom to use it. So each week, I'm going to offer something called a live lecture. So every week you have an opportunity to post questions on a forum, and you get extra credit for posting questions. And then those live lectures are just me answering questions. So let's say you're reading through the material and you don't quite understand something, and you're like, well, I need a little bit more explanation here. What you'll do is you'll go on the forum, you'll ask the question, and then I'll go ahead and look at the question, and then during the live lecture, I'll answer it. All live lectures are recorded as I'm doing them, and then I upload them later. So you have an opportunity to actually live stream the lecture, chat. You can come in on video, on your video cam, anything like that during the live lectures. It's very interactive. You can interact with other students and interact with myself. Let's say I answer somebody else's question and you're like, oh, that gives me another question, and you want to ask me. You can do that during the live lecture. The live lectures are not mandatory. I know that people are working I know that sometimes the hours are not conducive to your schedule, but that's why I record them and I give them to you afterward. So let's say you have a question and I answer it during the live lecture, but you're not able to stream it. You can go onto YouTube or go onto Moodle and click on the video and watch me answer the question. And then you can email me if you need to follow up with something else. So Zoom is really, really helpful. But if you're not going to ever live stream and you're just going to watch videos, you can just use the Moodle page or go to YouTube and look at those. I always upload those videos to Moodle, so that way you don't have to go search for them. So that'll be explained also in the course syllabus on how you can actually access all that. The first thing that you'll need to do for the course in terms of work is actually do the quiz on the syllabus. I have a syllabus and course schedule quiz. That's just to demonstrate that you actually know what the expectations are, that you understand the policies that are in the syllabus. So you'll need to go ahead and do that, as well as the About Me post. So there's a forum that I want you to go on and just tell me who you are, tell your other classmates who you are, where you currently are, what your major is, things like that, just so that I know that you're participating. And because this is such a short semester, and I need you guys doing things in the first week. If you don't do the syllabus quiz or the About Me post within the first week by the deadline, which is within the first week, then I'll have you removed from the course, because when you translate the first week of a summer course, it actually translates to something like 7 classes. And so that's, a few weeks that if you don't show up for 7 classes, that's kind of a serious problem. So you want to make sure that you do log in, in a timely manner and go ahead and complete those things. So to the course syllabus, if you pull it up, you'll see it's pretty long, as well as the course schedule. So it's 2 separate things. The syllabus is sort of explaining the course. The course schedule is explaining all of the due dates. You really want to read that pretty thoroughly. I probably answer all of your questions on it, so please make sure you read that first before you shoot me an email of like, when is this due, or is this mandatory? Read that first, because that is going to help you understand the expectations. What you'll see on Moodle and on the course schedule is not only dates and deadlines, so you have hard and fast deadlines for each thing that you do, but you'll also see suggested dates. So the way that the summer schedule has worked out this year is that everything kind of ends on a Thursday. So it's all of your major assignments are going to be due pretty much on Thursdays. So I've given you suggested dates of, you should do this by Monday, you should do this by Tuesday, you should, et cetera, et cetera. And so what you'll find is that these suggested dates are going to keep you on track. And that's so that you're not on Thursday freaking out because everything is due and you've got tons of reading and tons of stuff to do. So this is a really thought it out in terms of like, this is a good idea for you to do during this, time. So go ahead and make sure that you go in and you put those dates in your phone, put them on your calendar, keep track of those things, because what it's going to do is going to help you keep on track with the course. It's very easy to get thrown off track when you're doing a sort of self-paced course, but I do want to remind you that each week there are things that are due and they will shut off on Moodle. I have things that are due by 11:55 p.m. At 11:55 p.m., those things do shut off. So if you're in the middle of typing something, if you're in the middle of a test, whatever it may be, when the deadline hits, it's done, you're off. So you need to make sure that you give yourself plenty of time to do those things. You can absolutely work ahead, and I do encourage it, but I would discourage from trying to do too much at first, because you do miss out on things like the question forums. And if you do have something that you need to ask, you have to wait for the question forum for me to do that live lecture. But if you don't have any questions and you seem to be really getting the material, then it does help to work ahead. It could be that also that somebody else has a question that you never thought about and you're like, hey, that's interesting. So if you do work ahead, make sure you go back and you look at those live lectures, those recorded lectures, to see, hey, maybe that's something that I didn't even know that I wondered about. because everything's available to you from day one, I cannot accept any late work. So if you're on vacation, if you're doing something, you're out of town, you're not able to log in, most people know these things ahead of time. You want to work ahead to avoid those issues. Now, of course, if it's an extreme extenuating circumstance and some major issue, please contact me and we'll talk about it and we'll figure it out. But for the most part, everything is due, on their deadlines, and I don't accept any late work. This includes papers, tests, things like that. You want to make sure not to do too much on your phone in terms of like tests. Moodle, the platform doesn't work very well on cell phones, so you want to make sure to, try to go onto a laptop or to a computer for those big things like tests and quizzes. I am available on email. I'm happy to meet with you virtually. I'm happy to answer any questions. I try to be interactive throughout the semester. I won't comment on every single forum, on every single thing, but I am reading them and I'm keeping up, and I'm interested in what you guys have to say. There's a dream forum on there for you guys to share dreams if you want to. I don't require that. Not everybody dreams the same way or wants to tell people about that. So there's some interactive things for you guys to sort of take part in. And I do encourage you to really, put a lot into this course, because the more you put in, of course, the more you get out of it. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'm super excited for this semester and super excited to kind of virtually have you guys all on board. Let me know if there's any issues. And by the end of the course, hopefully you've got a really good understanding of sleep, your own sleep. And, if you guys are interested in working with me in the field, of course, it's something that I'm always looking for, is really good students to work with me in the lab. So if you find this super interesting and you're really excited about all of it, let me know by the end of the semester, and we'll maybe meet and see if this is an area that you might want to go explore more. So have a great semester, you guys, and hopefully we'll have a really fun time.